Hey, everybody. I'm going live. I'm live. I'm live. I'm live. I'm live. I'm live. Yep. I'm using my I'm using my webcam on my laptop. So I'm live. So we'll see how this is gonna go. Yeah. Excuse me while I take something to drink. I just got in the house. I haven't eaten all day. Oops. Oops. Don't want to spill nothing. Well, I don't know how many people are going to see this because I'm streaming live from from my laptop. I usually use StreamYard. That's when I want to put that's when I want to put different things in. So we'll see how this is going to work out. Anyway, I'm not going to be on here long. I just want to see if anybody's going to come in. I have, I haven't done anything on my laptop in a long time. I've been using my phone a lot. So um, I was wondering if I could put StreamYard on here. Probably can, but I gotta figure it out. But hey, anyway, um, it's Good Friday, so I'm assuming everyone is busy and getting ready, getting their children ready for the Easter Bunny. If you know, I don't know what's going on and stuff, but you know, you can add when I do these live streams like this, it's just to chat and to excuse me, spread some information, because Candace Owens, I'm going to speak about Candace Owens because she's there's a guy, and I'll do a live stream from StreamYard with this gentleman who says she's has the black community in mind. She was just trying to wake the black community up. Well, guess what? It ain't working. Candace Owens is a liar. The only reason she's coming over to the black community is because she's been used by the right wing Republicans. She's been used by them. And she worked at the Daily Wire, and all she did at the Daily Wire was download blacks, degraded blacks, everything. So she, now she got fired. Ben Shapiro fired her, and this is what she did. Ben Shapiro fired her. Now she's coming back to the black community because she wants to come back into the phone. Now she's pro-black, which she never was. You know, she did the video that George Floyd was a drug addict. It's all there. It's all there. When I get on StreamYard, because I'm trying to figure out how I can bring my StreamYard and stream on YouTube, use my laptop. But until then, I'll have to go to StreamYard and do it like that. But anyway, there's a lot of receipts on Candace Owen and the nonsense that she did to black people. So she's a grifter. She'll say anything for $1. She'll say anything for $1. She did a whole nother video. I got all of it, and I got the proof to prove what I'm saying about she saved the hose. The hose, HOES, not the HOSE, none of that. She saved the hose, you know. So I'm going to be going on my live stream. I'm going to be doing my StreamYard and be doing live streams and putting up the receipts and showing you what I'm talking about. Candace Owens is a freaking joke. She's a grifter. She started out being for Trump. She was all out. Donald Trump is good. Excuse me. Donald Trump hasn't done anything wrong. When he won the nomination, he won. And she, hey, Donnie, you found me. Yeah, I knew you would. I knew you would. So I'm waiting for Miss Andrea. I guess she'll pop up here too. But anyway, I'm going to give you a wrench, Donnie, because I know when I get on here, I'm going to make a lot of people mad. But like I was saying, I got the receipts on Candace Owens. Now she's trying to come back to the black side. Please, Candace, don't even try it. Don't even try to come back. Don't even try to come back to us. You can't clean it up. You cannot clean your mess up. Excuse me. Oh, God, excuse me. I got to get a tissue. Yeah, I just came. It is cold. I don't know where you at, but it's cold where I am. It's 41. The temperature is dropping. But anyway, Miss Candy, now she want to be black. Oh, she's for the black people. No, you aren't. Oh, I did what I did to save the black community. She ain't saved nobody. Who she saved? Who did she save? Who did Candace Owens save? I want somebody to tell me who she did. And there's a guy, I forgot his name. Somebody saw saying, or he's saying that she is a grifter. Candace Owens is her. She's like a fart in the wind. You know, when somebody farts in the wind and the wind blows, it blows the stink away. That's what she is. She's all over the place. She never answers a straight question. She's always got a smart mouth. Well, guess what? Take a smart mouth and go back there with your Caucasian friends, the one looking over you and doing all kind of stuff to you. So, now they done put you down. Now you want to play the black card. Girl, bye. Anybody who want to follow her and everything, I saw today, I was watching, they had another hearing on Fani Willis, and they still trying to get them to say she should be disqualified. They went from getting her disqualified to saying why the case should be dismissed. That judge, from what I saw, it don't look like he's gonna dismiss it on him. He gonna let it go. I think he's just letting them have their 5 minutes of fame and all that other stuff. Because I think he just doing that to protect his butt, because he got a challenger, and that challenger is a black Democratic man. And I believe he's gonna do the right thing and let it go. He ain't gonna put his career on hold. Now I might be wrong, but I don't think he's gonna let Donald Trump destroy him, because Donald Trump got lawyers, two of his old ex-lawyers, Rudy Giuliani and John Eastman. Them two old folks is disbarred. The appellate court upheld the lower court's decision to disbar him. They recommended disbarment, and the appellate court upheld it. So both of them is gone. Mike Lindell, he's another one. The former crackhead who made millions with his My Pillows. He's going broke, and he's still saying he got proof that the election was stolen. These people still hollering they got they got proof, and they ain't proving nothing. They ain't proving nothing but except they are fools for Donald Trump. That's all they proving. They are fools for Donald Trump, because they are going to prison, and Donald Trump ain't going nowhere. Donald Trump ain't going nowhere. When I tell you he ain't going nowhere, he ain't going. Therefore, them lawyers is falling like flies, and they ain't going nowhere. And then they had that lady, Sidney Powell. Sidney Powell, she's up for disbarment. So And somebody put out a meme that said MAGA stands for make attorneys get attorneys. So I don't know, but Donald Trump is up doodoo's creek without a paddle, because he's going down on this. I think this is what's going to bring him down, because the American public is sick of him. It was all right when he was stepping on black toes, but Donald made the fatal mistake. He started stepping down on he started stepping on white folks' toes. So even old staunch Republicans who've been 80 years old, been Republicans since they was old enough to vote, which was 21, and they in their 80s, 60, 70 years, they all gonna vote for Biden because they said they can't let Donald Trump get in there. That man want to do away with Social Security. He said he want prices to be higher. He want to make things higher. He want the prices to be higher. I don't know. He talking. They can't get no higher than what they are. I went to the store. I got a pound of bologna, a half a pound of cheese, some tortilla wraps, some wraps, and that stuff cost me almost $25. I got about 3-4 things, you know. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen with there. So, anyway, Donald Trump is that's what I said. And they want to raise the age that you could retire at, because Ben Shapiro, who ain't never had a job, my father was saying, he ain't never hit a lick with a stick. Okay? He ain't never worked nowhere except sit up there on that dumb show he got and talk about people, stuff he don't know about black folks and DEI. And they sitting up there, they want to raise the retirement age to 70, because he says 62 is too young. It's too young to retire. I'm like, damn, they want you to work until you drop dead. And they ain't never had a job. All he do is sit down all day. He could work till he's 100, sitting down doing nothing but blowing hot air out his mouth, And then they talk about Donald Trump and his budget and later for what he's talking about. I don't know. I don't know what it is, and I ain't trying to hear it. Now, and then he wants to cut the Social Security benefits for people. The little bit you get, believe it or not, unless you got a super job and you've been on there damn near 100 years, you ain't getting but so much, because the top Social Security payment is capped. A lot of people don't know that. If I didn't have a pension, I couldn't make it. I'd be homeless, sleep in the street, cold as it is. And I got a pension and I'm still struggling. They want to cut Medicare. Medicare don't pay nothing for nobody. It don't pay nothing for nobody. I'm telling you, it don't pay nothing for nobody. So everybody say they ain't gonna vote. They better vote, because Donald Trump getting there, everybody gonna be in trouble. Everybody's so worried about what's going on with Diddy. And that's another thing that I want to talk about with black people. Black people are so ready to read what they read, and half of them, and I hate to say it, and I don't want to sound like Candace Owens. I love black people, but some of us, we need to stop, because Candace Owens, half of them can't read, and the ones that can read don't have no reading comprehension. Diddy was not running. He had planned a spring break with his daughter in that island, in a Caribbean island. He has twin daughters. And what people fail to realize, I think they're 16 or 17, and their mom is dead. He promised them a trip for spring break, which is probably what their mother would have done with them. But being that their mother God rest her soul, is dead, he, as a father, did what he was supposed to do. Because those girls are being, their mom's been dead, I'm not sure of how many years. I think it was 4 years. And I think they were 12 or 13 when their mother died. So he was doing what a father. He wasn't running from nobody, but everybody took it. Oh, they searching for him. They looking for him. They spotting his plane. He in the Caribbean. He running. He going down. Then, if I'm not going to say that Diddy didn't ain't guilty, because I don't know. But what I will say is, give the man a break. Give the man a break. Wait and see before everybody start criticizing. Every time somebody, and with this AI stuff where they can doctor your pictures and put your head on somebody else's body, I ain't too sure. I'm not commenting on nothing like that. Because I don't know that somebody could have doctored them pictures and did it and made it look like it. They said they could. Now the rumor going around, they got TD Jakes on the picture. Come on, people. Let's not be so gullible. Black people need to stop being gullible. I don't care if a black person is reporting it. Every skin folk is not always kinfolk, okay? And they ain't always for you, you know. So they need to stop that, because they want to welcome Candace Owens to the black community. Nah, she ain't invited to the picnic. She ain't invited. Excuse me. She ain't invited to the picnic. She ain't invited to the cookout, and she ain't welcome on my platform. Nobody's platform. She done did too much harm. She done burnt that bridge. Her bridges done went down like that. Uh, Francis Scott Key Bridge, that Key Bridge down there in Baltimore. You see how that thing fell and how far it went in the water? Yep, how far it went in the water. And that's where she is. Just like that damn bridge, as far as I'm concerned, within in the black community. She a grifter. And I know that's your girl, Donnie, but I know that she your girl. And let me say this though. I don't like her, but I have to say, sometimes she makes good points. I must say that at some points, lately, she's been making some pretty good points. But the only reason why she coming to the black community is because she got kicked out. Donald Trump kicked her out when he went for the second term. She thought he was going to ask her to speak at his political nominating convention for the 2020 election. He ignored her. Then she went to the Daily Wire. You see what Ben Shapiro did for her. But I knew when I heard what she said, and I agree with her on this, she said Israel was committing genocide against the Palestinian people. And I agree with that. But when she said that, I said, uh-oh, you done choose the wrong people to mess with. Because one thing about the Jewish people, they don't go for that talking about them. And when she said Hitler is great, they kept her. She just said a few anti-Semitic things. And when she said Christ is king, and she didn't understand. I knew she didn't understand that the message she gave about Christ being king means that Christ is king. And when you say that to a Jewish person, because if you know anything about the Hebrew religion and whatever else, the Jews are considered the killers of Christ killers. They're considered the Christ killers there, and they have they have something about that, and people use that Christ is king and stuff, and they say those things. It's not so much the words, but it's the concept of when people have used it against the Jewish people. So I understand that, but I knew when that was the last straw. Then she got with Kanye West. Of all people, she could have got with Kanye West, because Kanye is off the yay, or what his name is. He's off the deep. Hey Jade, how you doing? Yep. So I was just talking about Candace Owen. She committed the big sin because she she said Christ is king to Jewish people. And if you know anything about the Jewish history, certain things you don't say because they're considered the killers of Christ. You know, they, you know, so they, yeah, they considered that. So it's kind of, I knew she made the big mistake. I said, "Whoa, those are some people that you don't mess with." It just proves my point. You don't know. I knew she didn't know half of what she was talking about. And when she tells stories about um, different things, there's no racism in America and all that other stuff. She don't know what she's talking about. Do you know that? And I'm gonna do a live where we can have somebody to, if somebody can show me how to put use StreamYard to stream on my lives here, and I can put pictures up. But if I can, I'll just go back to StreamYard and we can talk about it. But in 19 in and in not in 1912, there was another place in Forsyth. Drop a link where, Donnie? I don't know. I mean, Jade, I'm sorry. Drop a link. I don't know how to put it on just yet. They telling me to get it in coder so I can stream from StreamYard, but I don't know how to put the encoder. I don't know where to find the encoder and how to find the encoder. And if it's money, I'm broke. I don't have any money right now to pay for an encoder. I think you have to pay for it. It's a one-time fee, but right now, this month, I'm broke. I had a bill that just came up and they just took their money, so it kind of set me back. But anyway, like I was saying, in Forsyth, Georgia, you might have seen this in the 1990s where Oprah went to, she did an interview in Forsyth, Georgia. I'm going to, if I don't get the encoder for this page for doing it here, I'm going to do it something with StreamYard. Yeah, I'm going to keep doing my message, but my message right now is Candace Owens should not be allowed back in anybody's Black porn film. She needs to be exposed. And there's other there's this lawyer. His name is Augustus C. Corbett Jr., and he's an attorney and he's out of Atlanta, and he has a channel called The Defiant Lawyers, fighting systemic racism, and he's good. He calls them all out. He calls Candace out. He has something out now about Ben Shapiro, Charlie Kirk, Elon Musk, and Candace Owens, how they are fighting to keep take away, to keep the events, they're fighting that Candace Owens Farmer, because she's married to a white guy, which I don't have no problem with, because, I'm the grandchild of an interracial relationship. So, but Elon Musk he was a South African, and they're trying to destroy the advancements that Black people have made. They keep trying to destroy it, and the lies they tell about DEI, CRT. There's so many. I've got a book, and the name of the book is, I had the book here for a minute. I took it away, but I'm going to it's called Blood from the Roots. And it talks about racism and how this young guy who grew up in Forsyth, Georgia during the 60s, the early 60s in Forsyth, Georgia. And he said he wondered why he never saw any Black people in the town. And he said in 1911, or 1912 or 1911, they're, they're the people of Forsyth, Georgia, and this was like 10 years before Tulsa, Black Wall Street was destroyed. But there was a successful community of blacks who were, ordinary working people. They owned businesses, they owned farms, and they had houses and everything. And some white person couldn't stand to see them become, to see them prosper. They ran them out of town, took their property, took their land, and didn't allow any blacks to come back. And I think in the 1990s, this young guy said he wondered, and he asked, and he began to do his research. And he wrote this book, Blood in the Roots. Blood in the Roots. So I have the book. It's detailed. And I said, maybe on here, since I have the book and I like to read, maybe I'll do a chapter. I'll read a chapter and we could talk about what's in the chapter. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but I want everybody to see that book because there's really some good books. And believe it or not, concerning that, if you really want to know true history, true American history, and how the blacks were, and why they want to take CRT out of the schools, why they don't want their children to go to school with them, And so it's so much that I want to do, but right now, if finances is a little tight right now, so I may not even have internet service for a while, but I'm gonna deal with that when that comes. I'm gonna work something out with it. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it. But anyway, there's so much they want to do with us. But like I said, go to the Defiant Lawyers channel. What did you say? It says you want MD Yoga Live so you can spread messages. I don't know what you're talking about, Jay. I don't understand what you're saying. What do I need? But yeah. So, and excuse my hair, everybody. I'm trying not to put no perm in this, but I'm trying to go all the way black. I had perm in my hair for 30 something plus years, and I developed breast cancer, and I ain't trying to get sick no more. Not about no darn poison in my head. So anyway, yeah. Well, you know what, Jade? Some people act like they don't pay no attention to it because you got people like Sinetta with all that unnecessariness, that unnecessary. We don't need that. And people don't realize it. Donald Trump is a danger. Oh, I know you always got. I'm surprised. I thought when I saw it pop up, I said that must be Andrea. Andrea is always with me too. I love you guys too. So but I got so much I want to do. I got books that I want to recommend for those who really want to learn the truth about it, and it's all intertwined. And it's not a matter of hating of hating white people for me. It's not that, but I like the truth told because they feel that we, as African Americans, they classify us as all living in the ghetto and being and hanging on the street and having a million gazillion babies by a million gazillion men. No, I lived in a rough neighborhood. It was a nice neighborhood when we first moved there. My mom and dad paid for the house, and my mother said she wasn't going to move to get another one. She said, because she raised my sister and me, she said, I raised you girls in the house, not in the street. She was stern, very stern. And, and I couldn't stand it at times. So, not everybody that lives in the ghetto hangs on the corner, okay? Not everybody that lives in the ghetto it comes from a single parent household. My mother and father married in 1935 during the Depression, and they met, went to a movies, and the next one they went to the Justice of the Peace, and they were married almost 50 years. And the only thing that separated them was death. My mom died almost before her 50th wedding anniversary. So, yep. So, that myth, I can dispel that myth. My sister went to Eastside High School, the school in Lean on Me, and Donnie knows about it, Eastside High School. It wasn't that bad when my sister went, John. It was number one in the country. There were doctors' children there. There were lawyers' children there. There were there were all sets of rabbis' children. So we went to a mixture of schools. The school system was very good. And if you see the movie Lean on Me, when the kid is up on the roof and you see a church steeple, that's the school where I went to, which was right in back of there. So we went to good schools. We went to very good schools. And you know, I didn't hang out on the corners, none of that in there. I raised my son there, and he was a little, boys are hard, and he was a little hard nut. He was a hard nut to crack, but I cracked him. He has never been locked up. He doesn't, well, he got 4 kids, but hey, that ain't the worst thing you could do. But he takes care of them all. He's not a deadbeat dad. He's never been to prison. Never. And not that he didn't do anything to go, because he wasn't perfect, but he got himself together. He has his own little business, takes good care of his 4 girls. I wish he would have another one, but he's not, because he's scared he'll get another. He'll get another. And I was a single parent. He came from a single parent household. But everybody, and they sit and they class this, and this is why I don't like Candace Owens, because she says things, but she classifies all of us. Because I'm a single parent, that make me a hoe, as she says. You know, it doesn't make me a hoe. I raised my son the way I was raised. I made him accountable, because as you can see, we got a former president who feels he doesn't have no accountability. I always made my son accountable for anything he did. And I told him, you don't have to snitch on nobody. Don't lie on anybody. I said, never lie on anyone to get out of trouble. Own your part of it. Own up to what you did. I said, because the judge's time is very expensive. Lawyers' time, they make money by the minute. So don't lie and play with them. Be accountable for your actions. And my mom raised us like that. We always were accountable for what we did. So I raised my son that way, and thank God he got through his little stage. I think it's a stage that all kids that live in the inner city go through. And boys, by me not having a brother, and by me being, well, you might as well say I'm an only child. I was the youngest, and my sister was almost 10 years older than me. So, you know, I kind of navigated through things myself. But I've never been locked up. I graduated high school. I went to college. I didn't graduate college because I can't do math, and I got frustrated and I gave it up. But, you know, and I thank my mother and both my parents are dead, but I thank them every day for, giving me the life they did in my childhood. My childhood was not bad. I didn't come from a home where domestic violence is. My dad treated my mom, his mom, my mom's mom, me and my sister. He treated us like queens. He was a man, and he was a man who, when he went in the bathroom, he went into a bathroom full of stockings, bras, and panties, but he made it through. you know. So there, in there. But she is, and then she paints every black person with a broad paintbrush. She paints us all the same. We're not all the same. My childhood was probably better than hers. We lived in our own house when black people didn't own homes. We lived in our own house. I came home from the hospital to my own house. I had my own room. And when my grandmothers lived with us, my sister and me shared a room. She had her bed and I had my bed. You know, we weren't packed up on nobody. And I don't knock anything. Some of my best friends lived in public housing. So it's not where you live, it's how you're raised. Yes, raised on principles. And I don't have anything against people who live in public housing and things. I go there, I don't have a problem. I'm not afraid of going to public housing, but I lived in a house and I lived in a rough area. I lived in the fourth ward of where I came from. It's a little rougher now, but it was always a rough area to live in. It was always somebody doing something, so I learned how to navigate through it. But I also learned how to come home. And when I came in my house, I was raised with middle class values. And I don't like the fact that, they paint us with these brushes and all this harm. She's helped white supremacists, and everybody talk about black people. And now she wants to be a part of us now. Really, Candace? You want to be a part of us? You want to be a part of the black community now after all the vicious and misleading things you said about us? Because there's nowhere else for you to go. But damn, you married a millionaire. You wanted to marry somebody that had your IQ. So you went to England to find a rich white man who is some kind of something, has some kind of conservative political power in England. I don't know. I know the last name of the people is Farmer, and it's Farmer. Yeah, yeah. But I listen to her sometimes. I tried to give her the benefit of the doubt a number of times. The last time I looked at her before I found out she was fired, I said, "Wow, she's really softening up." And I said, "Something's going on here." And guess what? And I couldn't put my hand on it. And then when she got fired, I said, "Oh, this is why she's talking nice to black people." She did a documentary on George Floyd, and she sort of said that George Floyd was not a hero. He was a criminal, and he was high on fentanyl. It was proven. The guy who did the autopsy said he had fentanyl in his system, but it wasn't enough to kill him. He was killed by, she said, Black Americans make a celebrate a criminal because George Floyd was a criminal. You know, she did a documentary on that, which is yes, she did, and his family was getting ready to sue her. So I think she did. She says she's the number one author. I think she wrote a book, Blexit, called Blexit. And you know the name Blexit that she uses? That was stolen from Patrice Sellars. She took the name for it. Patrice didn't have, what is, oh, choking, yeah. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he did have fentanyl, Jade, which nobody said he didn't, but it wasn't enough to kill him. He kept telling him he couldn't breathe. Some people have claustrophobia. I can't be in enclosed spaces. And you know what else, too? The owner of the store, he was an Arabic man, and he said he was told to call the police when counterfeit money was given, but he wasn't there at the time. And he said his nephew was there, and the nephew called the police, and he said he would never call the police again on anybody, because he was an Arabic man. Um, She said that Derek Chauvin should be given a new trial because he didn't do anything wrong. So I'm saying this. No, she's not who I want in my camp. But Simon, she said so many derogatory things about black people, you know. So she she's not for us. But like I said, um, I don't have the URLs, which I'm going to write these down for the different people. But if you go on YouTube and look it up, the Defiant Lawyers, and you'll see a picture of him. He's an older black man. I think he said he's 62. He's got gray hair, gray in his mustache and his beard, and him and his daughter. She's an attorney also. So he gives things like what to do if you're accused of something and the police stops you. He tells you, which everybody should know. But then again, everybody doesn't know. Just say, I want a lawyer, and say nothing else, because they will use stuff against you. He's very good. I like him. And he's doing thing to, what did he say? Is something to curb systemic racism, to expose it, you know. Then I was listening, this is something else too. I was listening to Roland Martin. And in Tennessee, the Republican legislature has gotten rid of the whole board of the Tennessee State University, which is a black college, which is black, which is an HBCU. Look up the name Ed Bloom. He's one. Look at what Kay Ivey did in Alabama. God forgive me for saying this, but I thought the lady was dead. I was shocked when I saw her up there. She done signed something about you can't get in vitro IV treatment and all of this. And what are they going to do with Donald Trump? If Donald Trump has got to go down, he's got to. He's got to go down. He's got to. I fix this one where ain't nobody gonna come on here. I'm gonna give you, Donnie, you and Jade a wrench. I gotta figure out how to do that, but I'm gonna give you all a wrench, because if I come on here, I know there's gonna be a whole bunch of fools in here saying stuff. If you don't mind, I'm gonna give you all two a wrench, and then you could take it. You can say what you need, what you can stop these cuckoo birds, because I put it where only if people who subscribe to me can come and see what I'm talking about, because I plan on doing a whole lot of good stuff with this channel as soon as I learn how to get this encoder and what to do with it. Because when I do the live stream to go live, it's telling me to use an encoder so I can broadcast the live stream through there, and that way I could put I think I could put StreamYard on it, but I'll figure it out. I always do, because I ain't gonna let this beat me. I'll do a little bit. I get tired of it. You use the broom? Yeah, I do too. But if they see the wrench, maybe they'll leave me alone. Because there's some people here, Sinetta's people, they would love to get on here and rip me. Because but everything I said about him was the truth. Because everything y'all said, I sat there and I listened, and everything y'all said, he did say it. Because there is, yeah, I am. I'm gonna figure it out. But I've been busy too. So everything, because I've been doing a lot too. I got a lot to do around here and everything. So, well, I was just testing this out, and I see you guys came. Yeah. So I see you guys came up. I can always count on you, y'all too. And Andrea too, if she knows about it, but she probably getting ready for Easter, grandkids and all that stuff. My grandkids are big. Well, not all of them. My two oldest are 22. Well, about to be 22. I have a 13-year-old and about to be 7-year-old. So they getting big. I don't have to dye no eggs and all that other craziness, you know. I ain't that kind of mother. Well, I was always working, but anyway. But that's what I want to do. I'm going to use this to talk about some different books and give you guys some names of authors and stuff that might help you understand a lot. And I'm trying to really learn about Africa because I should know. Well, I do know something because we had a huge collection of National Geographics, and I knew about apartheid way before people started talking about it and how they had blacks working in the diamond mines. And I said to my mother, "You mean to tell me they work in these diamond mines and they won't take one for themselves?" And she told me to read it, and I read it in the National Geographic that they chopped the men's hands off, black or white, whoever stole the diamond. Isn't that something? I learned that because my mother was always reading it, and I always wanted to read, you know. And what do you guys think about what MSNBC, what the commentators did there? I was so proud of them. They refused to work with Rona Romney McDaniel. And that is so crazy because she's Mitt Romney's niece. And because Donald Trump didn't like her uncle, he's her uncle, she took Romney out of her name to work for Donald Trump. You disowned your family for a man that didn't give it to, and he wants to grift the money from the RNC to pay his legal bills. Isn't that something? Isn't that something what he did? And then she came to NBC after all this she said and pretended like, oh, I didn't say that. But why lie? It's all on tape, everything. And they pulled the receipts on him, Chuck Todd. He apologized to Kristen Welker. He apologized to her, and he said he did not understand why why the head executives hired her in the first place. So MSNBC did the right thing. And I used hold on, I'm sorry. Oh God. Yeah, sorry about that. I have to put my phone on do not disturb because if I don't, everybody calls. Sorry about that. But yeah, anyway, what I was saying, let me see. What was I talking about? Oh God, I hate when they do that. But anyway, they did the thing, and he was just saying he couldn't understand why they did it. It was Rachel Maddow, the Wallace one. What was her name? Nicole Wallace. It was all of them. Susan Rule, the one that's on late at night that took Brian Williams' place. They couldn't keep Brian Williams because he embellished his story a little, but yet they let the election denier, the what do you call it? The election denier, the insurrectionists. She, encouraged the insurrection. She told him not to, she did all the craziness for Trump. And then she expect people, oh, I didn't say that. I didn't do that. She was a big liar. But again, I was very happy with them because I was getting ready to watch ABC News. I was not going to watch MSNBC as long as they had her there. And, you know, And then they kicked her. And after she did all of that and lost her credibility for Donald Trump, what did he do? He kicked her out. So that tells you the kind of person he is. And I am so, I don't know, I'm flabbergasted about him with the Bible. And do you know he has his name across the Bible? Usually when you get a Bible, it says Holy Bible, but this says Donald Trump. So I just don't get that. I don't get that at all. It just says Donald Trump. But, you know, it says Donald Trump. This country is something else. But I was listening to Fonnie Willis. They're trying to get it dismissed now because they know they can't get her disqualified. And I think the judge, I think Monday or one day next week, he's going to decide. And I really think the case going to go on because he started a lot of things that they put up that they were questioning why the case should be dismissed. He said, well, you have to let a jury decide that. So it kind of looks like it's in Fonnie's favor. And he has he has 10 days. And I think if Donald Trump don't come up with that $175 or $176 million by Thursday or Friday, Letitia James is going to get, I can't wait. He begging people for $5, $10, and $25. I said, damn, excuse me. I said, darn, he in this, and she really got him. She told him if he can come up with a lower bond, come up with it. She know he can't come up with it. Everybody know he can't come up with it. They still trying to get him though. It's really funny. That whole thing is funny. They crazy. But anyway, I'm gonna go. It was fun. I stayed on here almost an hour, but I enjoyed talking to you guys. It'll get better. I'm gonna do this again. I don't know when. I ain't gonna promise you when, but I'm gonna do it, So soon. So you guys have a nice Easter. Whatever you do for Easter, do it. And I'm going to end this. It was nice. Now I just got to figure out about that darn encoder. Once I get that encoder, I'll be good to go. And then I could put everything up. Yeah, see you, Donnie. I know I'll see you again, Donnie. If I don't see nobody else, I know I'm going to see you. Have a happy holiday. You know what? I'm saying I'm going to end this, and I don't even know how to end it. I haven't used this in so long. But anyway, have a good holiday. Enjoy. Bye-bye.